President Dissanayake and the key ministries of the newly formed government at the Presidential Secretariat today to discuss the next steps in the IMF program. The IMF team congratulated the President and his government on their decisive electoral victory, expressing optimism about the collaboration. President Dissanayake in turn underscored his administration's responsibility to uphold the people's mandate, emphasizing that the success of the IMF program hinges on the rebuilding public trust in governance. Highlighting his government's commitment to addressing the pressing needs of the people, President Dissanayake urged the IMF to maintain a balanced approach that considers the hardships faced by the citizens. He assured that under his leadership, social spending allocations would be utilized effectively, with priority given to combating child poverty and malnutrition and providing better support for differently abled individuals. The IMF delegation noted that allocations for social spending had not been fully utilized previously, prompting President Dissanayake to pledge proactive measures to ensure efficient allocations and utilization of resources. Governance and anti-corruption were also central to the discussions. The President reiterated his administration's commitment to the fight against corruption, a key component of the mandate granted by the people. President Dissanayake assured the IMF team that his government would implement stringent laws to enhance the legislative and institutional structures to uphold transparency and accountability. The meeting marked a positive step forward in the collaboration between the government and the IMF, laying the groundwork for a coordinated effort towards the economic recovery and long-term stability. The President, in his capacity as the Minister of Finance, Minister of Labour, Professor Anil Jayanta Fernando, and Parliamentarian Harsha Surya Peruma, together with representatives of the Ministries of Finance, participated in this meeting.
The new ministers who were sworn in yesterday have assumed their duties at the relevant ministries today itself. Assuming duties, they stated that their aim is to work constantly to achieve their target of a rich country, a beautiful life.
Minister of Agriculture, Lands, Livestock and Irrigation K.D. Lalkanta assumed his duties at the Ministry of Agriculture today. Minister K.D. Lalkanta said that they work hard to fulfill the aspirations of the people. He said that it will not be a challenge for them. He added that the government assured the people that their expectations will definitely be realized. He further said that the government pledges strongly to fulfill its pledges. Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs Ananda Vijayapala also assumed his duties today. Minister Ananda Vijayapala said that there are some disruptions due to the failures of the former regime. He said that all the institutions have become politicized during the past period. Engineer Kumar Jayakodi assumed duties as the Minister of Energy at the Ministry of Energy. Minister Engineer Kumar Jayakodi said that there are problems in the power tariff. He said that at times it has been increased as a burden to the general public. He added that in future, litro gas will also be gazetted under this ministry. He said that then the three essential items of fuel, electricity and gas will come under one ministry. He further said that the government will change the fuel price formula and revise the prices in the future. He said that the people should not have a fear for increasing the prices. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayantisa assumed duties at the Ministry of Health. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayantisa said that the government expects to confirm the access to health as a fundamental right of the people. He said that the other sector in his purview is mass media. Dr. Jayantisa further said that therefore media institutions and their owners should respect the change made by the majority of the people. Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handurnethi also assumed duties today. Minister Sunil Handurnethi said that the government requests the youth to develop their skills, ability, knowledge of entrepreneurship and technical knowledge within the country. He said that there is a huge labour force with many skills who are unable to enter the universities. He added that they should also contribute to the development of the country. Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage assumed duties at the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage said that the government has prepared a systematic program to provide opportunities for the students throughout the country to become skilled citizens. He said that the facilities will be given to children in lesser developed areas. Minister of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Professor Hiniduma Sunil Senavi also assumed duties today at his ministry. Minister Professor Hinuduma Sunil Senavi said that lives of all Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim and other communities have fallen into an abyss in cultural aspect. He said that the former regimes have not been committed to improve cultural relations among the communities. Minister Attorney at Law Harshara Nanaikara assumed duties at the Ministry of Justice and National Irrigation. Minister Attorney at Law Harshara Nanaikara said that there should be rule of law everywhere in the country at first. He said that this mechanism has been politicized, causing many problems in the society. He added that the government is committed to safeguard the independence of the judiciary. He further said that the social respect and dignity towards the law and order have collapsed. Minister Professor Chandana Beratna also started his duties at the Ministry of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Government. Minister Professor Chandana Beratna said that the government is committed to change existing shortcomings and to fulfill the much-awaited aspirations of the public. Minister Saroja Savitri Pulraj started his duties at the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs. Minister Saroja Savitri Pulraj said that empowering women is a very essential matter. She said that we have to make a huge transformation in the social attitudes to secure the future of the children. New Minister Dr. Dhammika Patamadi started the duties of the Ministry of Environment and the relevant ministry premises. Minister Dr. Dhammika Patamadi said that there are about 100 rules and regulations regarding the environment. He said that they are being enforced by various institutions. He further said that, however, the environmental problems have not yet been properly solved through these laws. Minister Professor Krishanta Abesena started his duties at the Ministry of Science and Technology today. Minister Professor Krishanta Abesena said that he expects to conduct researches in the science and technology sector very well and make contributions to the national economy. Minister of Rural Development, Social Security and Community Empowerment Professor Upali Pannilage assumed duties at his ministry. Minister Professor Upali Pannilage said that he expects to further develop these activities of the ministry to alleviate poverty in rural areas. Minister Professor Krishanta Abesena started his duties at the Ministry of Science and Technology today. Minister Ramalingam Chandrasekhar also started his duties at the Ministry of Fisheries, Aquatic and Ocean Resources. Minister Ramalingam Chandrasekhar said that people in the east, upcountry and all other areas gave us many victories with the expectation of building the country anew. Minister Vasant Samarsingh assumed duties at the Ministry of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development. Minister Vasant Samarsingh said that the government's aim is to create a developed country and a rich country as people expected. He said that the government will help the people to have their needs including 3 meals a day.
And meanwhile, the first cabinet meeting of the new government was held this morning under the patronage of President Anura Kumar Dissanayake at the President's office. Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jantisu was appointed as the new cabinet spokesman at this meeting.
New secretaries for 16 ministries, including the new Prime Minister's Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary, were appointed today. This took place at the President's office, chaired by President's Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumanayaka. GP Saputantri has been appointed as the Prime Minister's Secretary and WMDJ Fernando has been appointed as the Cabinet Secretary. Senior Professor Kapila C.K. Pereira has been appointed as the Secretary of Transport, Highways, Port and Civil Aviation Ministry. The post of the Secretary of Finance, Planning and Economic Development has been awarded to K.M.M. Sirivardhana, whereas J.M. Tilaka Jayasundara has been appointed as the Secretary of Industries and Entrepreneurship Development Ministry. A.M.P.M.B. Atapattu becomes the Secretary of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs Ministry. B.K. Prabhat Chandrakirti received the appointment as the Secretary of the Ministry of Plantation and Community Infrastructure. HSS Tuyakonta is the Secretary to the Ministry of Defence. The Secretary to the Ministry of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs is DWRB Seneviratna, while the post of the Secretary in the Ministry of Urban Development, Construction and Housing has been awarded to UG Ranjit Aryaratna. Professor KTM Udayanga Himapala is the new Secretary of the Ministry of Energy. Public Administration, Provincial Council and Local Administration Ministry has received S. Aloka Bandara as its new Secretary. S.M. Piyatissa has been appointed to the post of Secretary of Ministry of Labour, while A. Vimalendra Raja is the Secretary of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development. D.P. Vikramasinghe is the new Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands, Livestock and Irrigation. KMGSN Kaluvava has been appointed as the Secretary to the Ministry of Education, Higher Education and Vocational Education. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports receives AHMU Aruna Bandara as its new Secretary, while Aruni Ranaraja is the new Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism.
And according to the Meteorology Department, showers or thunder showers are also expected. Number of provinces and districts tomorrow. Also, certain areas may experience heavy rains up to 100 millimeters. And in the meantime, the National Building and Research Organization has issued landslide warnings for Kegol and Kurunegala districts. Intermittent rains are expected in northeastern and north-central provinces. Western Sabaragamuwa, central, southern, Uva and northwestern provinces might experience evening showers. Rains more than 100 millimeters are expected at certain areas in western Sabaragamuwa, northern provinces and in Golmatra districts. The Met Department informed the public to take necessary steps and precautions to minimize dangers due to occasional strong winds and lightning which might occur with thunder showers. Since the wind speed of the offshore of Mulativ to Kankarasanture and Puttalam Bana is expected to go up, the concerned sea areas might remain rough. The police informs public to use alternate roads instead of Passara-Lunugala main road, which experienced a landslide yesterday early morning at the 13th post between Passara and Lunugala due to falling of earth mounds and boulders onto the road. Passara Bible Road as well as Passara-Bonaragala Road remain blocked due to the landslide condition. Land of the road is expected to be restored immediately. The Building and Research Organization today issued the second level warnings for Kegol, Bulat Kohopitiya, Varakapala, Ruanvella and Yatiyanthata areas and the Narambala, Ridigama and Alava areas of the Kurunegala district.
Samag Janabalavega has appointed its General Secretary Ranjit Madhava Bandara for one of the 5 national list parliamentary slots received by the party. The relevant gazette notification was issued by the Election Commission today. The Samag Janabalavega is scheduled to name members for its national list parliamentary slots at a discussion to be held tomorrow. It has been decided to appoint a person for the remaining national list parliamentary slot of the New Democratic Front by tomorrow. The relevant decision has been taken at a meeting held today under the patronage of some representatives of this front. This discussion was held under the patronage of former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Ravi Karunanayake, who was alleged to capriciously propose his name for this slot, was also present at this discussion. Several names have been proposed for the remaining national list parliamentary slot of the New Democratic Front. Former parliamentarian Rajit Senaratne, responding to a journalist, said that Ravi Karunanayake has not been appointed by the UNP and he has appointed himself and to another query. Former parliamentarian Rohita Begunavardhana said that a large group came in to support to the former president and they have won 3 seats. He further said that the 3 are himself from Kalutara, Anuruddha Jayaratna from Kandy and Shamala Sampad Dasanaika from Badulla. He pointed out that out of these 3, 2 seats have been won by 2 persons who are from the SLPP. He further said that the remaining seat has been suggested to be awarded to Kanchana Vijayasekara. Former parliamentarian Arundika Fernando observed that Kanchana Vijayasekara has been forwarded from the party to be included in the national list, while the name of Nimal Lansa has been forwarded by peoples from the SLFP. He also said that the name of Attorney at Law Faiz Mustafa has also been forwarded. The name of Ataullah has also been included. Meanwhile, police have beefed up the security of the house of Ravi Karunanaike located in Battramula today. Police has taken this decision since there was an information that a group of people are getting ready to conduct a protest against Ravi Karunanaike. Asad Sali said that the residents of Ravi Karunanaike has been provided with police protection since he has been scared. He added that he told media yesterday to wage the protest in front of these residents.
Tourist arrivals during the first 2 weeks of November into the country has exceeded 100,000. And according to the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Authority, this has been 21% increase compared with the last year. Daily tourist arrivals during the month of November has increased to 6,077. The number during the same period of last year had been 5,005 tourist arrivals. In the month of October, also tourist arrivals showed an increase of 24.9% compared with the last year. If this trend continues by the end of November, 190,000 tourists are expected to visit Sri Lanka, and according to the Tourism Promotion Authority, tourist authorities expected tourist arrivals to increase up to 2.3 million by the end of this year.
The US Embassy in Sri Lanka announces that the quota given for Sri Lankan students to study in the USA has been increased by 10% this year. The embassy states that it has focused attention on the interest of Sri Lankan students to continue higher education in the USA. The Open Doors 2024 report, which includes the educational opportunities for foreign students given in the USA, has been launched. The report under the Sri Lanka segment has focused special attention for the educational relations between the USA and Sri Lanka. Issuing an announcement, US Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Julius Chang, says that according to the decision to increase the educational opportunities for Sri Lankan students by 10% will embody the US hope to open doors for Sri Lankans to follow the world's top-level education trends.
And meanwhile, the Commissioner General of Agrarian Development, Rohan Rajapaksa, requests the farmers not to have fear, psychosis over the fertilizer subsidy. He informs that measures will be taken to provide the fertilizer subsidy soon after the farmers will start the cultivations in this season. Providing fertilizer subsidy for the Maha season this year commenced from the 14th of October. A sum of 1,292 million rupees was distributed among 109,000 farmers in 22 districts. Farmers in the Ampara district have received subsidies worth 291 million rupees. In the first stage, a sum of 15,000 rupees is given per hectare. In the second stage, a subsidy of another 10,000 rupees is provided. Commissioner General of Agrarian Development UB Rohan Rajapaksa said that farmers should not have fear over the provision of fertilizer subsidy. He said that it has been planned to provide it soon after the cultivations of this season have started. He added that sum of 540 million rupees has been requested from the Treasury today. He said that there are 47,553 farmers who are entitled to fertilizer subsidy in 22 districts. He further said that at the first stage, fertilizer subsidy was given after the commencement of paddy cultivation. He said that, however, considering the farmers' request, it was decided to grant it soon after the end of the first following the field. He said that the fertilizer subsidy have not yet been issued for the farmers in the Polonnaruwa district since the water has released under the greater irrigation scheme several days before. The Commissioner General further said that therefore the farmers have not been able to start their basic cultivation activities. He said that soon after they start cultivations, the fertilizer subsidy will be released to the farmers.
The Supreme Court today permitted to hear an appeal against a court order regarding the incident of finding money in the Fort President's house during the Aragalaya period. The appeal has been forwarded to abolish the order given by appeal court squashing a private complaint filed in the Fort Magistrate Court against Deputy Inspector General Deshabandhu Tennakon, who has been in charge of Western Province. The same appeal had been forwarded by the present Member of Parliament Mahinda Jayasinghe last year. Those who surrounded the President's house during the Aragalaya period had handed over to the Fort Police an amount of 17.8 million rupees found in the room of the then President. On that occasion, Deshabandhu Tennakon had instructed the officer in charge of the Fort Police over the phone to hand over the money to the then Minister Tiran Alas. A petition has been forwarded in the Fort Magistrates Court that that Thennakoon had abetted a criminal breach of trust by not forwarding the concerned amount of money to the court. The court issued summons to the suspect on this occasion, and Deshabanta Thennakoon forwarded a petition to the appeal court against it. There, an order had been issued nullifying the private complaint. This appeal had been forwarded against the above-mentioned order. The same is to be taken in for hearing on the 12th of June next year. Former Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Energy Himapala and former Additional Secretary C.S. Sunith Lochna informed the Supreme Court demanding unconditional apology for the contempt of court caused by forwarding a letter to the company informing to facilitate auditing while a case was in progress concerning Lanka Transformers Company. They pledged in the court that they will not mediate to the concerned case by withdrawing the above letter. Now, all arrangements have been made by now for the huge musical show by the world-famous ABBA music band, which transformed the pattern of group music, which is expected to host a show in this country.
And yes, this show is to be held on the 23rd evening at Mount Lavinia Paradise Beach. And a video briefing in this regard for the preparations for the show was held today at the Mount Lavinia Grand Hotel premises.
Get ready, Sri Lanka. Mount Lavinia Hotel is proud to present the world's greatest ABBA show, 100% live. On 23rd of November at the Paradise Beach, Mount Lavinia Hotel. With arrival from Sweden, the music of ABBA, bringing you closer than ever to ABBA's magic. With special guest Mike Watson, ABBA's original guitarist, joining the Sri Lankan tour. And the party continues with Redeemers, keeping the ABBA energy alive. Tickets on mytickets.lk. Don't miss the night of a lifetime. See you.
Several sponsors who are the main contributors to the show were also present in the media briefing. Chief Operating Officer Anuradha Devapura detailed on behalf of Mount Lavinia Grand Hotel.
I want to welcome everybody, especially the Rupavahini and the ICC, Karunakara, right? Yes, Resorts and Spa, Vijay newspapers. Most of them have been supporting us for this event. It's not a joke that a hotel like ourselves doing a production like this, and the same time we are running a hotel and also planning for festive season what we have in there. So we decided to go ourselves together, and thank God for that. We got many supporters that helped us and came on board. These, including Sri Lankan Airlines and the Rupavahini to ICC, Karunakara, and the Vijay papers. They are mostly the main sponsors for this. Now,
I think now we are all living in a country which has a sort of a new trend-setting political, social and cultural shift. So this opportunity, I think it's a high time for Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation to take their wings. So when Cicero, our good friend, talked about this with us, we thought of why not we have a word with Mount Lavinia Hotel and think about how to make this event a public one rather than just a beach concert. So thank you very much. Digitalizing commerce, you are into unit ticketing, as well as we are also heading to digitalization of broadcasting. So this Mount Lavinia Hotel is going to be 250 years very recently, and we are going to be 50 years in coming few years. So this opportunity, we take it as a special event because Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation is again is a sort of like a coming back to the public with event coverages. We are going to have 15 cameras on the set, as well as with the cutting edge technology of covering this event to a successful audio visual coverage. we have a very senior and well experienced technical crew and production crew with us, and not only that, we have a very strong administration, financial and marketing and legal team with us to go ahead in future with such events. So this is not going to be just another beach carnival as we had before. So this is going to be the Paradise Beach coverage of a beach concert, which is in Colombo after years. So with all these ingredients, I think we'll be able to give you a better experience on TV as well.
Two permanent members representing ABBA, which remained at the top nearly for 5 decades, were participating in Sri Lankan tour. Sri Lankan fans will have the extremely rare opportunity to enjoy a large number of songs sung by ABBA live, and thousands of music fans are invited to be present at the Mount Lavina Grand Hotel Race Tribe on the 23rd night, and Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation is the main sponsor for this event.
And we have more news from home in brief. Former Air Force personnel, including 2 others, have been taken into custody in connection with shooting and killing an employee of Dehiwala Mount Lavina Municipal Council. According to police, the revolver manufactured in a foreign country along with 6 cartridges have been recovered from the suspects, which were used in the firing. The concerned motorcycle has also been recovered in a dismantled state. The resident of Kalubovila, aged 46 years, have been thus killed in Nadimala, Dehiwala on the 20th of September this year. A young wild elephant has died by entangling in a live electric wire in Kitulkota area in Thanamalvila. According to the wildlife official, the elephant has been trapped in an electric wire illegally set in order to protect plantation. The concerned landowner has been taken into custody in connection with the incident. In the meantime, a person from Ihala Allavava area in Polonnaruwa has died in a wild elephant attack. 3 suspects who are alleged to have maintained a plantation of cannabis in the Yala Reserve have been taken into custody by the police special task force. And we'll be back with international news after this break.
ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வண்டிக்கு இடம் கொடுப்பது மனிதாபிமானத்தின் கடமையாகும். உயிரொன்று, 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 இதுதான் ஒலி. விடுங்க வழி.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Welcome back with international stories, and moving to Ukraine. And Russia stated that the use of United States long-range missiles by Ukraine will lead to an appropriate and tangible response.
The officials further stated that such an attack inside Russian territory would represent the direct involvement of the United States and its satellites in hostilities against Russia.
It has been 1,000 days since Russia launched a full-scale invasion of the country. United States President Joe Biden approved the use of the missiles on targets in Russia in a major change of the United States policy 2 months before he is due to leave the White House. It is not clear if his successor, President-elect Donald Trump, was consulted or whether he will stick by the decision, having promised to end the Russia and Ukraine war. Ukraine has had Army tactical missile system with a range of 300 kilometers, as well as French and British Storm Shadow missiles of a similar range. But the Western allies had barred Kyiv from attacking Russia with them. Moscow has now intensified attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure as the sides appear to have reached a stalemate on the battlefield.
Prima Kutumi, Pantamai.
Rain has interfered in the third one-day international cricket match between Sri Lanka and New Zealand.
At the time of the match being suspended, New Zealand were batting, scoring 112 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. New Zealand winning the toss decided to bat first, and Sri Lanka came for today's match for 5 changes. Accordingly, Pathum Nishanka, Kusal Bendis, Dunit Melalage, Kamitu Bendis and Asita Fernando are not playing in the match today. They have been replaced with the Nishan Madhushankar, Dupanidu Viranda, Shamidu Vikramasinghe, Dilshan Madhushankar and Mohammad Shiraz. Shamidu Vikramasinghe became the 215th ODI player to represent Sri Lanka today, and William and Tom Robinson, who opened the batting for New Zealand, lost the wicket of Tim Robinson for 9 runs when the total was 24. When the match was suspended due to rain, William was not out for 56 while Henry Nicholas was unbeaten on 46.
Oh, it's a cracker! Got airborne!
The Sri Lanka squad participating in the Test series against South Africa has been named today. The tournament is expected to start on the 27th of this month. The Sri Lanka cricket squad, comprising 17 players, will be captained by Dhananjay De Silva, Pathum Nishanka, Dimut Karunaratne, Dinesh Chandmal, Angelo Matthews, Kusal Mendes, Kamidu Mendes, Ushda Fernando and Sadira Samaravikrama have been called to the team as batsmen. Prabhat Jayasuriya, Nishan Pires and Lasith Ambuldenia are the spinners in the Sri Lankan team, while Mila Ratnayaka, Asita Fernando, Vishwa Fernando, Lahiru Kumara and Kasun Rajda will be fast bowlers. The first match of the series between the two countries is scheduled to be commenced on the 27th of this month at Kings Mead Stadium in Durban. The second match is scheduled for the 5th of December.
Prima Kutumi, Pantamai.
For tonight, join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel I. I'm Landslide, together with Charita signing off. Good night.
Good night.